What up to any random rockers, Schmoevillians, and any Schmoedown fans? I'm back for another. It's Schmoedown Rocks once again, my friends. And this past week and earlier yesterday, I'm guessing it's a 24-hour embargo, I think. But anyways, we mostly just had to talk about the Anarky bracket and where we stand with it now, and a lot had changed, so mostly, well, we know Brienne's got a better partner in Drew McWeeny, which, that was nice. Not too much has changed. I mean, other than that, some of the things that didn't change, that were kind of bigger deals and more talked about, like Wild Berries, with Berries still being in this tournament, which is nice. I'm just gonna say it. I don't care if I don't win this bracket. I'm not even expecting to at this point. But I'd be damn surprised. Wild Berries for the win. I know it's impossible. I understand people going for KO. I actually fully understand people possibly going for the Bateman-Riley team. I especially fingers crossed on that, actually. That things, given what's possibly happening later in this, that we'll be talking about later on with the number of contender matches. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, the whole thing with the Chance Ellison and KO and their team, which I'm guessing, and hell, I'm actually kind of digging the team of JT and Harrison's name of Evil Geniuses. The fact that none of us even thought of that kind of surprises me, though I'm still baking on Shades of Steel for Riley and Bateman now. I'd at least like to know I have that, even if they don't make it. Yeah. Despite me wearing this hat, I do love what Rocha can do, but I promised, after what happened with Merle, and even more so now after what happened with Riley, yeah, I gotta back my man Ghai now. It's a shame what happened with Bateman, though, but don't get me wrong, Bateman did do pretty well, though Rocha pulling off the whole blindfold thing and using the one he used on Christian Harloff during the first Schmoedown tournament when the league started, at least. Not the first singles, but I think maybe the second or third singles. I think. I'm still not sure what that. God, I'm blanking on a lot of things. A lot of stuff's happened at the Schmoedown, so always hard. It's kind of hard to keep up compared to most people when you don't have much resources. So, as far as the whole thing with Andrew Ghai, at least I knew once Bateman had kind of lost, I knew for some reason Ghai was going to wind up winning, and that storyline. And plus, we all knew the whole father-son joke storyline that's been kind of playing out through the movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page and even throughout the show. As it was eventually going to get, something was bound to give. We were finally going to get somewhere with that in this final number one contenders match we're hopefully going to get at some point. We'll determine that. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to that. I do feel bad that it's unfortunate that both matches, none of them, their round ones were very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Ghai definitely was not on his A game, but yet somehow he pulled it out. Bateman was definitely not. None of them were, and it's sad, none of them were on their A game. Though we did also have an undercard that was first ever Patreon to actually wind up with a donor that actually winded up making it into the Schmoedown. Given how much that damn shit cost, you'd hope that he might have able to pull out a win. Didn't work out so much, though. The Rosie Knight, if I'm getting the name right, pulled out a win this time around for singles debut, and now we hopefully, fingers crossed on the whole thing with her and Habon, that Habon pulls out a good win. We'll see what happens with that one, since obviously Ernergitum her debut 300 Geaton wasn't the best, of course, having what's her face. That's, I feel awful that her name escapes me, and I'm sorry. Keenan, I think. I probably got it wrong too. Oh well. Can't win them all. But can be the same for Bateman. Don't worry, he's probably got, I don't know, 17 other companies going on. But yeah, Rocha knew how to plan himself out, and maybe it might work in his favor again. We'll see how that goes. Though I'm happy we do get the matchup we're getting, and now it's definitely a number one contenders match to look forward to. And I would rather, I'm gonna flip through out of the way, but I kind of would not be surprised to see Rocha possibly pulling out a win, given out of sheer storyline purposes between him and Bibbs, and that finally finally them getting the matchup that we were hoping to get in the singles tournament last year we never got. And cannot wait for that, just to see that matchup, and so on and so forth. And unfortunately, I'm doing this now because we're apparently just going to get some archive stuff in terms of just some character bios, I guess, for Merle. I think we already did one for Eamon, and I think we're going to get one for Howard? Stacey Howard? I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember. Or is it... Or I guess it's either Stacey Howard or Brienne. I'm not sure. I got to double check on that later. Other than that, guys, that's about it. In terms of this week for talking about the Schmoedown. What did you guys think? Leave a comment below. Let me know. You know, as always, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. Again, as always, and Schmoedown, that is, if you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown is cooking.